The Snowman and the Squirrel by Teddy Snuggletail for comfy corner time. Eat your carrots with delight for a magical surprise in the night. On this veggie mission we must embark to keep our vision after dark. Many, many moons ago, in a snowy glade stood a friendly snowman named Snowball. He stood along with all the other snowmen in the front gardens. Oh, they made a glorious sight. This year, though, their noses were a little small and somewhat crooked. The carrot crop had not been good, and the finest carrots had been saved for the table. Some of the little creatures were finding it difficult to find any carrots. There had been little to no waste at all. Maple, a teacher at Hazelnut Baby School, had been asking all the snowmen if they would give up their noses for the babies. But they wouldn't. You see, in the glade, a snowman's worth was often judged by the brightness of his carrot nose. Last but not least, she arrived at Snowball. "Snowball, my dear friend," she asked, "would you be so kind as to spare your nose for the babies? You see, they're having trouble seeing in the dark, and I'm worried that they'll get lost on their way home from school." At first, Snowball was reluctant, but he reached up, took his nose and said, "For your babies, Maple. I do hope it helps them to see." Maple diced the carrot up and handed out the pieces to her class. "Thank you, Miss Maple," they said. "It's Snowball you should thank. He made such a great sacrifice for you." The fireflies who resided in the towering oak above the school had bore witness to the selfless act of kindness and decided to help the babies reward him. With the help of Miss Maple, the babies wove the most beautiful nose out of twigs and moss. It looked spectacular, if a little dull. With a whoosh and a buzz, the fireflies and all their friends and family swooped down and sprinkled as much magic glow dust as they could muster all over the new nose. They exhausted all of their stock and managed to cover every little bit of it. What a fantastic sight this did make! Meanwhile, out on the glade, the other snowmen were teasing poor Snowball, who had replaced his carrot with a stick. He knew deep down inside that he had done the right thing, but it still hurt when they called him names. That Christmas Eve, just before sundown, the babies gathered on the fence in front of Snowball. "Thank you, Snowball," they called out. Now all the other snowmen were interested and watching to see why Snowball was getting such royal treatment. Miss Maple placed the twiggy green nose on Snowball's face and stepped back. The other snowmen sniggered. "Better, but not exactly bright," one said, and then they all laughed. But then the magic happened. As the sun disappeared and the night grew dark, Snowball's nose started to change. It glowed ever so brightly. Snowball and the other snowmen had never seen anything like it. He had the brightest, most beautiful nose anyone had ever seen. "Oh, thank you so much," he exclaimed with the biggest smile. And so Snowball became a legend in the glade, not just for his magical shiny nose, but also his magical gift of giving.